So, the woman that you're currently seeing broke up with you, and now you're not seeing her no longer. The woman that you were having sexual relations with broke up with you, and now you're no longer. The fuck buddy that you developed feelings for no longer wants to fuck you. The girl that you were dating, the situationship, the sneaky link, the fuck buddy, your girlfriend, your wife, maybe not wife, I haven't gotten that far. They're no longer interested in having you as a partner or a potential partner, or they're not even considering you. And here's the reason. Let's start off with friends with benefits, right? Friends with benefits never works out. The reason being is because someone is going to develop feelings. And you can go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. You know, get your heart broken, go ahead and do it. It's fine. It's whatever. You're young, you're going to get your heart broken regardless. Doesn't matter. Friends with benefits never works out because someone always develops a feeling for the other partner or for the other person, and then the other person doesn't reciprocate. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. The situation that I found myself in was there was this girl, and I liked her since I did a podcast with her. We worked together. I think we always liked each other. And then I asked her out, hey, do you want to go here with me? And she was like, She was like, yeah, sure. And everything was good. And like on the second date, we start fucking, and it's amazing. Actually, not even the first, it was like the first date, honestly, because we had lunch on the first date. It's like a lunch date. And then the second one, which was basically the first one, we start fucking. We already knew each other. So she asks, well, what do you want out of this? And I said, honestly, I just wanted to fuck you. And she was like, all right, cool. So I thought, okay, well, maybe she wants to stop. But come to find out, she comes in the next morning, all touching me and shit. And before we fucked, I asked her out to go ice skating with. And she was like, yeah, sure, but let's go to lunch first. And I was like, okay. So we go to lunch. And then in between date 1 and date 2, date 1 was lunch date, date 2 was ice skating. We never actually went ice skating because she was a pussy and she thought she was gonna die. When she falls on the ice, she thought she was gonna slit her throat. But that's besides the point. The point is, she was basically, from what I gathered, all the information that I gathered, I'm wearing no shoes. I don't know if you can see that. But basically what I gathered is that she was going up to her friend saying, what should I do? What should I do? So she was really interested in me initially. So her friend tells her, just go up to him and ask, are you a freak? And that's exactly what she does. And we start flirting with each other heavily. Again, this is in between lunch date and date 2. Lunch date, I go to lean in for a kiss, and she pulls away like that. She wasn't comfortable yet. So I was like, oh, okay. So while we're working together, she says, and I'm like trying not to like pay attention to her. I'm like working. And she comes up to me and she's like, do you not like flirting? And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, do you not like physically like flirting? Like physically? And I'm like, I do. But if I flirt with you, I'm going to be grabbing up on you and stuff. She was like, well, that's okay. I was like, okay, fine. So I go over to my male friend or my male acquaintance that I'm working with, and I'm like, dude, what should I do? I'm going to grab her ass. And he was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I was like, I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to do it. She wants that. So what do? Boom. She's like, oh, it's like that. And I was like, yeah, it's like that. And then I'm like, I did it. I fucking did it. Yeah, let's go. I did it. God, yes. And then I tell my male friend, he's like, man, I can't believe you did that. And I was like, I mean, I do that. I usually do that. Like, that's how you take the lead, right? You got to do that. And I notice that usually when I'm on a date, I don't really feel attracted to the girl because I don't know this girl. I don't know any girls, really. When I go on a date, I cold approach, I get them out on the date, and I have no chemistry with them, really. I mean, I do. And one of the many things that I can do is get someone out on a date, build chemistry with them, and end up fucking them. And then I'm not really interested in them because I put on a facade of a character that they like, but I don't really like them. I'm not really interested in them. So when they're boring, I'm like, all right, I'm like, yeah, okay. All right, now let's fuck. And then I leave. I tell them, hey, I'm not really looking for anything serious. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. Everything's good. But this girl that I worked with, I knew her for like a year or something before we fucked, before we slept together. And I remember making a podcast with her, and I was just like, wow, she's really cool. But she's got a boyfriend. So I'm like, all right. So I asked her out not for the story to go on too long, but let me just say this, and then I'll continue with the video. I asked her out when she broke up with her boyfriend. So I was a rebound relationship. But when we were kissing up on each other, when we were in the car, being promiscuous and fucking and having sex, like actually doing it, like, you know, like she was like, hey, like we were like making out first time, boom, we were going at it. It was like so aggressive, but then it started slowing down. It started to become passionate, and we started like passionately kissing each other. And she was like, hey, I kind of feel like the kissing's been slowing down. It's been getting more passionate. I feel a connection. Do you feel it too? And I was like, oh yeah. I mean, it's whatever. I was like, yes, please, me. Because like I really like this girl, or I really liked her. And every time that I really like a girl, I retreat inward. What does that mean? I try not to say much because she will realize that I have nothing to offer her. So back to the story, she keeps on dropping subtle hints again and again and again. She even one day I'm like mixing, and I'm like mixing the dough together. I'm like forming it. And she writes in the cornmeal, she puts my initial plus her initial in a heart. And I'm like, I got her. This is great. But I'm like, fuck. And then I remember the last time that I really liked a girl she fucked me up really bad. And I got fucked up really bad. So I was like, nah, fuck this. So I go over to the cornmeal and I start writing it like a broken heart on it. And she was like, oh. And I was like, oh, fuck, why did I do that? I was like, no. So then I was like, okay, well, I don't know if this can go on because like she's gonna like find out that I have like I'm just me, you know. I'm just like I'm a kid still, you know. I'm still a kid. I got nothing to offer. There's literally nothing I can offer her. So then my anxiety starts getting really bad. So I'm thinking to myself, damn, what do I do? So I tell her like, hey, I'm at the movies. Or I text her, you want to go to the movies? Or I'm like, hey, she texts back like 4 hours later. And I'm like, well, I'm at the movies now. Yeah, I'm watching One of Those Days. And she wanted to see that with me. We were talking about it. And I basically like said, fuck you, I'm going by myself because you didn't text back in time. And she basically thought I went with another girl. I went with a friend to go see it. And I guess that kind of like hurt her because I think she thought that I knew that she wanted to see it with me. And I think I knew that. But I was trying to like not get too close, you know, like, okay, like I really do like this girl, okay? But again, every time I get into a relationship where I actually really like a girl, it doesn't end well. She finds out that I'm either too goofy, I have nothing to offer, I'm weird about stuff, I like saving money, I don't like spending shit. And what happened? So keep fast forwarding. There was this day in particular that I think I really like. I kept on like brushing her off, right? And she kind of caught on to that. And I was just thinking to myself, like, I can't, man. Because if I do this and then I fall in love with her, she's going to break my heart. Because I'm a rebound. I know that I'm a rebound. So it's only a matter of time before the relationship ends. And we told each other, hey, we can fuck whoever we want. Doesn't matter. And I'm like, fuck, dude. It's just she's probably fucking some other dude. She was. But to be fair, I was also fucking other women. So, wait, is this still on? Okay. So, she picks up on that, right? And I guess this was the last chance that she gave me. She texted me, hey, do you want to come over to my campus for a day? I'll show you around. And she's in college. I'm not in college. And she's basically like, do you want to come over and I'll show you around and everything? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So she's like, I'll pick you up. And I have a vehicle, but it's a motorcycle and I don't want to drive all the way. It was like 30 miles away. So she was gonna pick me up and then we were gonna take the MARTA, or we're gonna take a train, bus, whatever, subway to the school. So I was like, all right, yeah, that sounds cool. She was like, all right, cool. She was like, do you want to go tomorrow? I was like, no, we can go today because I'm busy tomorrow. Also, that's another thing too. I kept on saying I was busy. And I don't think she liked that. But to be fair, I really was busy. So in the span, this lasted in the span of like a month. We hung out like 11 times in the span of a month. That's a lot if you actually think about it. 11 times in 1 month, that's a lot. We should have only hung out like 2 or 3 times. Even 4 is like pushing it. 8 is like the maximum. But 11 times, wow. It's like 3 times a week. So basically, we go to our campus and she's like, do you want to smoke with me? I'm like, yeah, sure. So we go to our campus. I'm basically like I guess she saw me talking to other girls, and I wasn't actually like flirting with them or anything. I was just talking to them. They weren't that attractive, so I was just talking to them. And basically, when she saw me, I was like, oh shit. So I was like, okay, yeah, see y'all later. And she was like, what were y'all talking about? And I did this thing with her where I was like, whenever she asked me a question, I would just brush her off and not tell her what I was thinking or um, what I was talking about. And I basically just like, yeah, Spider-Man, yeah. And she kind of caught on to that, and she gets frustrated when I say that, or she got frustrated when I said that. Also, another thing too is when you're with a girl, unfortunately, you have to lead the relationship, because if you're not leading the relationship, like she's like, oh, where do you want to go? And you're like, I don't know, you choose. And she's gonna be like, oh, dude, are you serious? She's not gonna like that. So basically, I was like, I don't know, you choose, I don't care, you choose. So that night that we were smoking together, she was like, we can't have sex. And I was like, what? What do you mean we can't have sex? She was like, oh yeah, she was also really sad over her ex. She was like, we can't have sex tonight. I was like, why? She made up some dumb excuse. Oh yeah, it's because you were on weed or something. And I was like, I know that's not the case, but I'm not going to tell it. I'm like, all right, whatever. Sex, no sex, don't matter. And we start smoking. And she's like, what's she like? She starts talking about her ex. And she like feels so bad, right? She's like, I think she was crying. I don't know. I was like somewhere else. It's really foggy. I was somewhere. I was going up close to her, like, cause like I don't smoke. I haven't smoked in like since then, like 8 months. So it was a while. I don't smoke at all. I don't even drink anymore. I quit drinking. Anyways, she was crying over her ex, and I was like, I was thinking, man, I feel so bad for her. This is like, cause like that was her ex of like almost 2 years. So I was like, damn, bro, I feel so bad for her. I really want to comfort her. But everybody told me, do not comfort don't comfort your person that you're seeing about their ex, because then she's just gonna be talking about her ex. And I was like, no, dude, I really want to comfort her. I should comfort her. But then I was like, no, dude, you can't do that, because you can't do it. So I was like, I'm also like, dude, I feel like I really want to care for her now. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like really, really, like I feel really bad for her. And she's like, she's crying and shit. And I'm like, she's like, it hurts so bad. She's like, it's not fair. And I'm like, at this point, it's not even about like, I can't do anything. All I can do is comfort her. But I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm like, hey, I think you should take me home. And she was like, oh, are you sure? I was like, yeah. And she was like, okay. And I was just like, damn, bro, I feel so bad for doing this. I feel like a fucking dick. But she was like, okay. So then she drops me off. And that's not the last time that we hung out. There was a couple more times. She cried so much that it really hurt her. Let me just say that. Her ex really hurt her. And I feel so bad. Like, if she'll never watch this video, but I feel so bad for her. And I really did care about her. And I really wish the best for her. And I really want her to fully recover. I don't know if you ever can fully recover from an ex. But her ex, I don't know the whole story, and I'm not gonna share her, because she told me a lot, but I'm not gonna share her story. But she was basically like so bent out of shape. She was like crying and stuff, and it was painful to watch, and I really felt bad for her, and I hope she makes a full recovery and she doesn't miss him anymore. But later that day, she's like, you wanna get kava with me? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And we get kava, and I'm like, hey, I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, I'm a bitch. Because I left her, and I felt so bad. She was like, yeah, I cried so much that it was like I was in so much pain. And I think she talked to her ex that night. I'm not sure. But she was in so much pain, and I felt like such a dick. And I was like, damn, I should have comforted her. She cried so much that she bruised her ribs. I don't know. I guess you can do that. But I basically, my head was somewhere else. I was like, okay, well, I guess you're bruised, you're hurt. So we'll just wait like a month to like fuck, I guess. And she was like, well, we don't have to wait a month. We can still do it. You just got to be careful. And I was like, yeah, okay. And is it still recording? Let me check if it's still recording. Okay, it is. How we doing on battery? 32%, okay. So, what happened after that? I was basically treating her like how you treat a person that you don't care about. Not showing any emotion to them, not being attentive, basically brushing her off. And she was like, I guess she was like kind of getting tired of it. I remember asking her, do you want to get ice cream or do you want to go out? And she was like, sure. And this is the last time that we went out. And it was like 16 degrees out, very cold. And again, I don't have a car. I have a motorcycle. So I can't really ride a motorcycle in 16-degree weather. Although I did it in 20-degree weather with her. And I was freezing to death and I was in so much pain, but I pushed through it because I wanted to, like, you know, look like I'm a man, but you know, that was so painful. And I remember we kind of talked and she was like, do you want kids? And I was like, I can't remember what I said. I'm so bad with this stuff. I'm so bad with memory. But I feel like she was getting really irritated because I was like brushing her off again. But I also started like, I said something. I don't know what happened, but we got ice cream. And then I did something she didn't like. So we went back to my motorcycle. She dropped me off and I gave her a kiss. And I can't remember. I always kiss first. And I keep kissing and I don't wait for them to actually kiss me. So I don't know if she was like not kissing me and I was just kissing her. But it looked like she really liked the kiss. And so that's the last time that we hung out. And I believe the last time that she actually wanted anything to do with me, or the last chance that she gave me, she was like, are you doing anything? We're at work this time, right? And again, I'm like kind of avoiding her because I don't want to like fall in love with her or anything too late. As a man, it's like super easy to do that for some reason. It's like bullshit, honestly, and I hate it. It's not even me for real. Like if I had the choice, fuck her. But honestly, like fuck her, but like not fuck her, but like fuck her like in a good way. I wish you the best, but like I don't want to talk to you anymore. But unfortunately for men, once you fall for a girl, you'll never stop thinking about her, even if unless you find someone you love more, which is really hard to do sometimes. Anyway, besides the point, because I'm not in love with her, I think I just liked her really much to the point where I was like, fuck, I'm an idiot. Where was I? So she was like, we're at work. I keep on brushing her off. I always do that. And she's like, are you doing anything today? I'm like, yes. She was like, what are you doing? I was like, no, I was just kidding. She was like, so you lied to me? I was like, what? Huh? I can't hear you. Huh? What? And she was just like, that was the last chance that she gave me, I believe. And I was like, what are you doing? She was like, I'm going to go to the basketball game or something. And I was like, all right, cool. So she walks out with me, or I'm like walking home. I'm like about to go home. Clock out, I'm about to go home. She's like, wait up. She's like, don't you know that every time I say like wait up, I want to walk you to your bike, and like we can walk together. I'm like, oh yeah, that's great. So then she parked right next to me. She always parked right next to me, and she's like, I think she wanted to have a conversation, but I was like, all right, see ya. She was like, oh, see you. And that was the last time that she ever put any interest in. And then from then on out, I already felt her pulling away. She was pulling away since the day that she took me to campus. That was like day 15. We casually dated for like a month. It was like day 15. And we've only dated for like 30 days, I believe. A little bit over 30 days. Can you believe that? 30 days? And I really like this girl? Can you believe that shit? It's so stupid. Like, fuck, dude. Fuck a man's heart, dude. I hope it's not like... I hope I get better with this shit. Yeah, but I tried to comfort her one time. She was like curled up like this. She was like sleeping or something because she barely sleeps. Like, dude, what do you, like... She's never gonna watch this, so what the fuck are you doing? Please get some 8 hours of sleep, bro. Please. Get 8 hours of sleep. I promise you feel a lot better. But she also can't sleep. She just can't sleep. And I was like, well, it'd be a lot better if someone was gonna sleep with you. Like in your bed. We were gonna do that one time, but it never happened. So she stopped making eye contact with me whenever we were like in passing or alone. And I was like, okay, well, fuck, I guess this is it. And she kind of avoided me. She would still like conversate with me when we were in like a group setting or I talked to her. But it was she was just avoiding me at this point. And then I was like, all right, fine. Well, I will avoid you then. And then like my brain was like, all right, it's done. And then I wanted vacation. And then I was like thinking about her. I was like, fuck me, dude. And I was looking at my heart. I was like, please, bro. You said it was done. And my heart was like, yeah, but nah. I was like, come on, dude. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? I thought we were done with this girl. And I was like, yeah, nah. Yeah, you really like her. I was like, you tell me this now. After I treated her like shit for the past 30 fucking days. And you're telling me this shit now. You're a fucking asshole. Oh, by the way, like maybe like date 5 or 6, we were fucking going at it. Just fucking going at it. There was this one time where we were fucking making out, right? We were making out. I push her off me, she fucking comes right back. She pushes me off her, I come right back. We're just going at it for like 2 hours, 1 hour, dude. And we also slept in the car together, like actually sleeping in the car. We were just going at it. That's how fucking aggressive we were. So there was definitely a thing that we definitely liked each other. So I get back from vacation, right? She's still not talking. So I'm like, fucking damn. So I'm like, hey, I'm like, okay, so I'm at home after vacation, she's still not talking. And then I have like a day off or something. And like, I'm like out of nowhere, I'm washing dishes and I just start, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And like, I start hyperventilating. I'm like, oh shit, I got the feels really bad for her now. And I'm like, this has not happened in a while. This hasn't happened since I was in the warehouse and I was contemplating whether I should kill myself or not because I'm working 2 jobs at a time, working like 60-hour weeks for like 13 hours a day and up for like 18 hours. And I was like, so I was washing dishes, right? Got back to me washing dishes. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, So I calm down. I'm like, okay, I should, what should I do? I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, I should call her. I'm like, no, don't call her. I'm like, I'm like, okay, I'll fucking call her. Hey. She's like, is everything okay? And I was like, are we good? She was like, yeah. I was like, because she was like, something. I was like, oh, can we hang out? She was like, nah. I was like, well, can we talk? Are you off today? Like, are you free? She was like, nah. It's like, fuck. Do you work tomorrow? She's like, yeah. I was like, okay, can we talk tomorrow? She was like, yeah. Something like that. I was like, okay. I was like, why, God? Why? Why did it have to be a coworker that I'm gonna be seeing, that I'm gonna have to see every single day? Couldn't it have been some bad Persian bitch that I don't know, that I fall for her and then she breaks my heart and she leaves and she never comes back? Why are you making me go through this? Why, God? Why? So then I'm like, okay. Like, I know I'm like laughing about this or like I'm smiling about this, making jokes, but I'm really fucking sad over this situation. Like, I don't think you understand how sad I am. And like, I don't think you know how much I wanted this to work out, but it doesn't, and it didn't. And now I'm trying to move on. Again, like, I wish you the best. I wish I, oh yeah, what happened after that? So yeah, hold on. I'm like rambling, so this is gonna be a really long video. If you guys are like watching this far in, please hit the thumbs up, and like, you guys are G's for watching this far in, and comment cereal. What's your favorite cereal? Because you guys are G's, man, for watching like 20 minutes in, basically, damn near 25, 30, I don't know. I lost track. It's a truck going by. So the next morning, I go to sleep. Next morning, I'm opening up the store, or I'm not opening it up, but I'm starting production, and I'm waiting for her. I'm not waiting for her because like I have a job to do. So like, she gets in at 5, I get in at 4, and I'm like, I barely have enough time to do anything until 5. Boom, she pops in. I'm like, okay, it's time to talk to her. So I say something like, can we talk? Are you busy? Can we talk? And she's like, no, I'm not busy. You want to talk now? And I'm like, yeah, I want to talk now. She's like, let's wait till this person comes in. And I'm like, that's at 8 a.m. And I'm like, can we go upstairs and talk? And she's like, you want to go upstairs? Is that serious? And I'm like, at this point, dude, yeah, it is that serious. My fucking heart. I'm such a bitch for fucking getting attached to someone that I only like casually, not even dated, casually for 1 month, and known for like a year and a half. So she's like, nah, I got work to do. I'm like, well, then I'm going to keep on talking to you because I feel like this is important. And she's like, okay. So I'm basically like trying to tell her like, hey, I know I messed up. Can we try again? Well, we have like a whole 2-3 hour conversation about this while she's working. And she's like, yeah, it's complicated. I'm like, we're good, right? She's like, it's complicated because I am seeing someone else. Or I don't know if she was dating someone else at that time or not. I don't know. But like this takes place over like 2 or 3 hours of conversating, but I can't remember really anything. She's like, oh, I gotta go pick something up. I'm like, okay, can I come with you? She's like, yeah, sure. So we're in the car. She tells me like she was getting too attached, or she was going to get attached if she didn't cut it off. So she cut things off. And I was like, is that really the case though? Because if you were, well, I mean, I guess. So then I was like, she was like, I was dating someone else. I remember we were walking back in the store. She was like, I was dating someone else, or I was fucking someone else, but I spent most of my time with you. And I was like, okay. So she was like, I did like you, or I was about to like you, but I didn't want to develop feelings, so I cut things off. So I was like, fuck. And the reason why I believe she cut things off is for 2 reasons. There's only 2 reasons. She either found someone better, or she didn't want things to go further because she knows that she's going to get her heart broken and she doesn't want that to happen again. So I'm like, okay, do you think you could give me another chance? She's like, what? And I'm like, give me another chance. Let me take you out on one date and let me prove to you that I've like changed or whatever. And she's like, nah, I want someone to like love me, you know? Like I want someone to actually like love me. And I'm like, I'm scared of commitment. I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. We can like keep dating and see where it goes. She's like, nah, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, maybe that's just like her way of saying like, fuck off. I'm not actually interested. And I know that you're not going to like want to go for that. Or maybe she was genuinely like, hey, I want someone to actually love me, and I know you cannot be that person because you're only dipping your toes in and you're not jumping in the full way. And I'm like, you're right. I'm not. And I kind of like, I was like, fuck. So I kind of annoyed her. And I was like, all right, give me one more chance. Let me take you on one date. And she was like, I was like, you don't want to like take a chance again? And she was like, I'm gonna say no. And I was like, yeah. I was like, this is how I was. Okay. But in my mind, I was like, no, God, why? God, please, why are you doing this to me? Oh, God. I was like, fuck, please stop. This is worse than the time that I almost got impaled by a, I can't do this. This is worse than the time that I got into a car accident. This is worse than the time that, the last breakup. Oh, God, why? So then I was like, all right, I understand. I respect your decision. Just keep it casual in the workplace, I guess. She was like, I don't hate you or anything. I'm like, oh, yeah, she's so cool. I'm like, fuck, I hate you so much. Yep, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And then we were like still avoiding eye contact with each other, so we didn't really talk it out. I thought, I don't know. Like, if she gave me another chance, I would definitely take it. But maybe I wouldn't, because, or maybe I would. I don't know. I don't know if she's gonna be, because like I never like, I'm really like bad at paying attention to things, because again, I was in a warehouse for like the latter half of the year, or not the latter, yeah, the latter half of the year, last year, and all of my cognitive function kind of got thrown out the window, and my working memory was terrible. So I don't know if she's gonna be like gone forever, because she's like studying abroad, so I don't know if she's coming back or not. I really don't know. But she'll probably find someone else in the process. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, like if she gave me another chance, I don't know. Like my heart, my mind's telling me no, but my body, it's like my heart is telling me yes. Please go for it. Please, 100%. But I don't think it's such a good idea, honestly. Why do I think this? Like, it could have worked out. It really could have. But she's going to move away. She's going to quit. I'm just going to be there. I know she really liked me, but I blew it. And that's 100% my fault. So would I take her back if she was like, or why would she take me back rather, because she broke up with me? I would say yes, but before that happens, this is what I want to talk about. I'll say yes. I'll definitely take her back, but not before I improve myself, because I have a lot to improve before I go back, or before I start dating again. Technically, I already am dating again, but it's different. It's different. But there's a lot that I need to improve. So I'm probably, once she quits, I'm probably not going to see her again. But if she did want to start something, I'd definitely start it with her, because I really care about this girl, and I know I really didn't show it, and I have a funny way of showing love and affection. The reason why I didn't do that is because every time that I try and I open my heart, it gets stabbed. It gets stabbed to oblivion, and someone breaks it, and the pieces are all on the floor, all broken and shattered and just on the floor, and it's just like, my heart. And I'm like looking at it all broken and shattered, and I'm like, so my heart was this big, and I pick up the pieces that I need versus the ones that I want, and I'm like, okay, well now it's this big. And it's like, I don't know how much more loving I can do. You want my heart? Oh, you broke it again. And you pick it back up. The ones that you need versus the ones you want. This big. Broke it again. Boom. Ones that you want versus the ones that you need. Or the other way around. That's another thing too. I don't think she broke my heart. I think the thing is, again, I really do care about this girl. And I really did want things to work. But because they didn't, and because she broke it off, that's where the infatuation happens. You're infatuated with someone that breaks up with you. It's not love. It's different.
The other chair still down there?
Yeah. So maybe I don't love this girl, but there are definitely some feelings. I believe. Oh my goodness, dude, you're ruining my video.
Got all day to make it. I'll sneak at that sunlight, man. So I gotta get out of here.
Once you got a job. I already have one. Had two, actually, at the same time.
Go back to work.
How about you start work for the first time in your life?
Go back to New York.
Go back to Hong Kong, bitch.
Get out of my country.
Why don't you go read some phonics?
Man, why don't you get out of this life of mine?
I hope you find some peace in this lifetime.
I'll be back.
Did I love her? I had a very deep care for her. I cared about her. So I guess it's kind of weird. I think it's infatuation, but again, I really did care for her. I really did want a relationship with her, but unfortunately things went sour, things went south, and that's what I want to talk about is we both liked each other, but because I wasn't playing the role properly, that's where it went sour, I believe. That's what I'm trying to talk about. So you listen to my story. Now, the tips that I can give you the moral of the story here is that I really wasn't good enough. I was not being a good man. And I know that you get your heart broken. Anyone 18 to 25 is always going to get their heart broken. Women of this generation, they don't realize that they're breaking men's heart. But that's just how they are. It's fine, because men break women's hearts all the time. That's just how it is. It's not like men versus women or anything. But you have to understand that when a girl does that, she just doesn't want to get hurt again. That's fine. That, and you're just not a good man yet. You are also 18 to 25. You have so much knowledge to gain it's probably a good thing that she broke your heart, because then that's going to make you into a man. It's going to show you like, hey, you weren't good enough. You should be glad that she actually said, no, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. I don't want to be with you. Fuck off. That just tells you, hey, I need to get back into the gym. I need to start working on my career. I need to start working on bettering myself. Because at the end of the day, you can't get into a relationship unless you're okay with yourself. I had problems with myself. I still have problems with myself. I was wondering why. I was like thinking to myself, why am I doing this to myself, working in a warehouse, when I could be hanging out with friends? Why did I cut off all of my friends and break up with my girlfriend while I was in a warehouse, when I could have not worked the warehouse? And why did I do it? Like, do I hate myself? And then I was thinking to myself, again, no, you don't hate yourself. You're just trying to get ahead of people in this generation, because it is so easy to be comfortable now. But it has never been easier to be successful. You just have to apply yourself. But it has not been harder because of all the brain rot and just the easiness that comes with this life. Brain rotting, that's me right now. I'm brain rotting. I can't think of words. I'm overstimulated. I have a repetitive job. I'm not taking new routes. I'm not stimulating my neuroplasticity, and I'm not growing any neuroplasticity. I'd be working out, but I just looked at my gym results. They weren't good. I was thinking about going to college, but then I realized to myself, I've never done school, actually. So that's tough. Looked at my channels, my social media, still no good. And I'm just thinking like, I'm failing, but I keep trying, but I keep on failing. And my mental health is also suffering. So my point here is, you can't really be in a relationship with a healthy person if you're depressed. You can't really be in a relationship with a healthy person, or you can't really be in a relationship if both of y'all depressed too. I would say it's better if you both are all depressed, because then you're going to suffer together. But that's also negative for your growth, because then you're just going to stay with each other for life, and then you're not going to grow at all. So as a man or as a woman, doesn't matter. I feel like this advice applies for everybody now. Because like, people are like, oh, like, you should be taking care of your woman. You should be taking care of your woman. Yeah, I agree with that. But in this day and age, I don't think that a lot of women are going to be able to be a housewife anymore. You're going to have to, because of how bad the economy is, because of how bad house prices are, you're going to have to work. You're going to have to work. There's no way you're not going to work unless the man is making 7 figures, 6 figures in the high, maybe like 400s. Then you don't have to work. That's what this world has come to. So both men and women both have to better themselves. And I respect her decision, not wanting a relationship right now. But I swear, dude, I swear, if she posts on her IG, I don't follow her IG anymore, but if she posts on her IG, or if I see her with, I'm not saying if I see her with another man. If I see her with another man, that's great. Good for her. I'm happy for her. But if I see her with the same archetype as me, white guy, very gloomy, handsome, I'm gonna flip out. I'm gonna be like, so this piece of shit right here, This piece of shit right here is your archetype? But I'm not your archetype? What the fuck? That piece of shit right there, that's who you're fucking? And not me? Like, if you're fucking some black dude, that's good for you. Good for you. You can do that. But you're saying you're fucking the same archetype as me? You're fucking that piece of shit? What do you see in him? He's a bum. He's a bum.
You've been doing this for over an hour.
Huh?
You've been doing this for over an hour.
You're a bum?
An hour.
Yeah, I know you're a fucking bum. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking Todd. Oh, his name's Todd, by the way. Fucking Todd. Anyway. You need to grind. Grind, grind, grind. Man and woman both need to grind. That's just how it's going to be. If you don't, then you're just going to fall behind in life. So I respect her decision to not want another relationship, to not get into another relationship. Honestly, I still don't think I should get into a relationship because we're still too young, I believe. And proving yourself would be a good idea. Self-improvement and all that. Yeah, it's sad, and we're not really on a talking basis or a friend basis, or she's probably just gonna leave and never come back. That's usually how it goes. There might be a slight chance where she actually wants to keep in contact. I would really want that, but at the same time, if I can't be with her, then I don't think that's such a good idea. But I wish her the best. Yeah. Especially for men, you know, hypergamy and all that. That's why you shouldn't really get into a relationship until you're ready. And I never really understood what that meant. Because it's like you can grind and have a relationship, but it's just not how it works. You can't do that unless you find a girl that actually loves you for who you are and all of your mistakes and all of your fuck ups and your depression and your anxiety and your panic attacks and your no drive in life, your no ambition. If she sticks with you, just like how Nasha did with all 17 Mickeys and Mickey 18, then that is the right one. You have found the winner. And she's a breadwinner too, bro. Marry that bitch. But unfortunately, most guys don't find that. I haven't found that yet. I guarantee you, if you tell a woman about your depression or your anxiety or your panic attacks or the fact that you worked in a warehouse for the latter half of last year and you were suffering and you made yourself suffer and you only got 4 hours of sleep and you started getting a rash on the right side of your face because you thought it was a good idea to not wash it after you laid down on the floor in the warehouse and you hurt your arms and you lost a lot of muscle and you got fat. And now I'm just reflecting. And you're speaking to a camera for like almost 2 hours, an hour. And you lost track of time talking. If she still loves you after all that. Oh, and your parents are really weird. And they possibly don't love you. And you don't love them. And you're disappointed in your dad. And your brother is a fucking bitch too. And your brothers and your whole family, and you hate them. And they're so weird. You're a dysfunctional family. If she loves you after all that and she accepts you, marry that bitch. Marry her. Because then she'll be like, look, I understand that you're struggling with life, but I'm going to help you out every step of the way. And when you find someone like that, that is what true love is. You love them regardless of how bad they are at something, or something they didn't do, or something they did do. I remember this girl I'm talking about. She asked me, "What do you think caring for somebody means?" I think caring for someone means doing some things that you don't want to do, even though you know that it's not good for yourself, but you do it for them. I think caring for someone means that you stick by their side, even though they keep on fucking up. And they're working towards not fucking up, but caring for them means helping them achieve their goals. Caring for them means, even though that you really love them, you have to let them go because the relationship is really toxic. That's what caring for them means to me. Caring for them would mean they get into a really bad wreck, they go bald or something, and you're like, all right, you're bald, but I still accept you, and I still really love you, and I care for you. You're gonna have to get a wig though. That's what caring means. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked this video. I hope you found it a bit insightful. I hope you found it interesting. And I hope you can, I hope you find the girl of your dreams and you marry her and you stay married and you're happily married, or you find out whatever you want to do in life. I hope you better yourself as a man or a woman. I hope you learn, because we're all just on this journey alone, but together at the same time. But we have not been more alone in our whole lives, and this whole generation's cooked. But I hope you guys find some peace of mind in this lifetime. And to that girl, please don't. I need you, I want you, oh God. All right, peace.